now to something even more exciting, the internet's reaction to the new Ghostbusters movie.
Hitting cinemas this week is a reboot of the classic Ghostbusters films. The original star Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, you know, dudes. This new movie stars Kristen Wiig, Melissa McCarthy, you know, gals. It's a casting move that's caused more outrage among fanboys than Star Wars Episode 1 and the Michael Bay Ninja Turtles combined. Writer-director Paul Feig is no stranger to putting females in lead roles, and the internet hate machine is positively spitting filth all over it. With trash talk reviews of the film they swear they will never see, and Twitter campaigns against the director himself that can only be described as vitriolic. Is this movie the worst thing to happen to modern civilization? Or are these basement-dwelling mummies boys just crying over the fact that they now have to share their toys with girls?
Now, I'm a big fan of the original movie, so I went into this new one with my teeth firmly clenched. I have to say, it's very fun, it's very funny, it goes very well. I think the worst things about the movie are when it references the old movies.
Is that because women can't reference things properly, Anthony? Is that why?
Jacqueline, you're being very sexist right now. But, in actuality, the best thing about the movie is that there is no reason for these Ghostbusters to be women.
Isn't there also no reason for them to not be women?
Exactly, Michael. You're being a good feminist. Well done. That's the point, because in the 1984 movie, there's no reason all the Ghostbusters had to be men.
See, that's not true. Don't forget the scene when they caught a ghost and they got so excited, they started to high fives, they got their dicks out, then started high-fiving with their dicks and said, yeah, we're men, we have dicks. Remember that scene?
I think that was the porn parody Dickbusters.
Either way, it was captivating, whatever I watched.
Okay, well, how does this one compare with the other Ghostbusters movies?
Well, obviously, female Ghostbusters have, you know, greater challenges ahead of them than male Ghostbusters. About 30 minutes into this movie, they have to take the week off because they're all in their moons.
Anthony, I can't tell if you're joking or not. I also can't tell if we're allowed to say that.
Yeah, no. You have to remember that it is a comedy movie. And there's also a scene where they're all in pajamas with their hair in rollers. They're in the middle of a pillow fight and a ghost gets loose. They're all standing up on chairs, terrified.
But did that actually happen? I can't read you anymore. What happened? Is that true?
This is all true. This actually happens in the movie.
Does it?
To be clear, none of these things happen in the movie. Of course I'm joking, of course I am.
Wait, but that all did happen in Dickbusters, did it?
Yes.
Of course.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'm surprised they didn't hire lady Ghostbusters like decades ago. I mean, they're so much cheaper. You only have to pay them 82 cents on the dollar. I don't understand.
That is true. And even though it's a remake, they were sure the women got paid at 1984 wages. It's authenticity.
Very good.
Now, there are concerns this movie won't make its money back because women generally can't afford movie tickets on their lady salaries. Also, many of them will have to stay home on their moons.
I don't know what that means. But anyway, we now have Lady Ghostbusters, so suck it, haters. And there are really positive things happening close to home as well. Screen Australia announced earlier this week there's going to be $3 million of funding for projects led by Australian women.
So that funding goes only to women?
Yep, only to women. Like, it sounds sexist, but it's in a good way. It's a total reaction to an identified gender imbalance in our screen stories. Because only 32% of our producers are women.
Which means 68% of producers are not women.
Yes, and 23% of our writers are women.
Which means 77% of our writers are not women.
Clarification's wonderful. And 16% of our directors are women.
Which means that 84% of our directors are not women.
Right, that went nowhere.
So I know what you're saying. Maybe the reason the numbers are so low is because ladies aren't interested. Well, suck that, because Screen Australia received a record-breaking number of applicants. The most received for a funding program ever. That's what record-breaking means.
Yeah, well, Jack, do you think this is good for women or it can be a bit patronising to women?
I'm in two different minds about it, because in my own personal life, if someone asks me to ghostbust their house, I'm complimented. I feel good about myself. But when they say, hey, no, what we want is just to fill the female quotas of Ghostbusters, I get upset because I'm like, no, I thought you were choosing me because I am the best Ghostbuster there is in the entire world, including men.
Well, I definitely feel that the 4 performers in this new movie are the best Ghostbusters we could possibly have.
Anthony, I think you're being hysterical right now.
Yeah, Anthony, that's the 13th time you've interrupted Jacqueline tonight.
And if you could just be quiet, we could get along with the program. Is that okay? Thank you. All right. So if the new Ghostbusters is ruining your childhood, it's ruining it in a good way. Because as this shot of Kristen Wiig on the red carpet proves, it's giving a new generation of kids the opportunity to have what you had. To have your own awesome childhood.